Welcome back to Wave 3 Listens. Elder Advisors don't go broke in a nursing home. We're joined by Jeff Hurst now, and we'll have more of an official introduction. But first, we're going to go to the phones and chat with Grace. Grace, welcome in. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us.
I'm a little nervous. I've never talked on the TV before. I am 71 years old. All I have is a house and a 10-year-old car. And I have been told that all I need to do is to have a lawyer transfer my house into my children's name and leave it there for so many years that Medicare or Medicaid, whichever, cannot touch it after so many years. Is that so?
Well, Grace, that's a great question, and I'm going to defer to our former Medicaid supervisor of the state of Kentucky to answer that. I know the answer, but I'm going to let Denise kind of handle that for you.
That is not a good idea. I would not recommend doing that, because if anything happens in the next 5 years, and you had to apply for benefits, if you had to go into long-term care, the very first question someone is going to ask you is, have you transferred any property in the last 5 years? And you would answer yes to that, and automatically you're going to have a Medicaid penalty. That means you're going to be denied. There will be months without coverage. It can be years without coverage. It is not a good idea to try to do something like that on your own. I don't advise you to listen to the, gossip or stories you might hear from other people about that. I would talk to a professional before you make any decision.
Well, this shows you how complex it can be on so many levels.
Yeah, and thank you, Grace. Thank you for calling, Grace. We appreciate the phone call.
Very much.
Thank you, Tammy, my producer. Well, to kind of go one step further with what Grace said, and I hear Mr. Langdon talk about this, because we're giving financial advice. We're not giving legal advice, we're giving financial advice. But I've heard Mr. Langdon at the workshop, which is, thank you, Tammy, that's a good segue for next Monday at the 4 Points by Sheraton at 6 o'clock on Crittenden Drive. John, stay with me.
Here it is. I'm right with you.
Okay, and then Tuesday, 10 a.m. at the Hampton Inn in Clarksville. But Mr. Langdon talks about the pitfall of what Grace was talking about. And I've heard Mr. Langdon say time and time again, if Grace transfers that home to her son, you've got a whole other kettle of fish to deal with. If the son's involved in a car accident, a lawsuit, a bankruptcy, a divorce, a judgment's entered against him, it can come back on Grace. That's not good. She's 71 years old. The last thing she wants to do is lose her home.
Makes sense.
And if Grace decides she wants to sell her house and get a patio home, typically, and again, this is what I've heard Mr. Langdon and McNeely Stevenson Law Firm say as the attorney, because I'm only parroting what I heard the attorney say. Was, then he's going to need the son to sign the deed and maybe the wife to sign. It's just a mess. There's better ways of dealing with that, Grace, and that's why we have the workshops next week. It's never too late. There's much better ways of doing that. So, which is a good segue to real estate. And Grace, I do appreciate the call today. I wanted the best, and I tell you at the programs, I want to be the dumbest person in the room. Top talent, attorneys, accountants, CPAs, the whole laundry list of things, and that includes a realtor. So I went out to what I feel, this is my personal opinion, the best real estate company in Louisville, which is RE/MAX Properties East. So I went out there, and I have a certain cachet. People kind of know me, and I'm walking in the door, and they're like, "Give me a cappuccino, Mr. Weiss. Can we get a newspaper for you? Can I be your listing agent for Kentucky?" And I'm like, "No. You won't do." So finally, the managing broker comes out, and there's like a long hallway, kind of a stage in the back, and he said, "Well, can we help you?" And I said, "I need the best. I don't want the second best. I don't want flavor of the day. I want the best."
Sure.
In the back of the room, it was a stage. It went dark. And then a spotlight
like
came.
Elvis music came on?
I'll tell you what, baby. It was like Elvis, 1973, live from Aloha, Hawaii, right? The spotlight comes on, the curtain opens, and there is this beautiful man, a little taller than I am, Jeff Hurst at RE/MAX Properties East, and he is our go-to guy for real estate because there accept no substitute. RE/MAX Properties East, Jeff Hurst.
Yes. So in what areas does Jeff help elder advisors?
And you know what? That is a great segue for the rest of the programs. I want Jeff to take it away and talk about as is.
Okay, as is. What's as is?
As is means you're listing the house and you're not willing to do any repairs on the house. You don't want to do anything if a repair request comes through. And I sat down with a family this past weekend, and a couple weeks ago, there's 4 family members, and there's differing opinions about what they want to do. One of the family members wants to list the house as is, and I said, "Why is that?" And he says, "Because I don't want to do any repairs." I said, "Well, I don't like doing that because you list the house as is. That basically means there could be something wrong with that house that you're not telling people right away. And don't do that because you don't have to do any repairs. They can come in with 40 repairs, and we can say we don't want to do them."
Right.
So I never recommend doing a home as is.
All things are negotiable.
Absolutely. And like I said, when you get the family together, everybody has their different opinions. This property here has 2 pieces of property attached to each side, 2 pieces behind it, so it's extremely complicated. I think MSD actually owns one of them and never transferred it out of her name. So we've got to dig in and get that taken care of before we actually list the property. But things to do, I always tell people, we want to do some things before you come out to the house, Jeff. No, don't do things before you come out, because
That's a good point.
I'm like a new buyer's eyes when I come in. I may say, instead of replacing that floor in there, let's just paint this room, or we don't need to do that at all. Don't do anything before I come out. Let me come out first, give you my opinion, what we need to do, and then we'll move forward at that.
All right, so, and some more. What about dues? You say don't do that. Are there some dues, things you should take care of right away?
Call Jeff Hurst, Remax Properties East.
Call me.
Got it, call Jeff.
And then you'll tell them exactly what needs to be done.
Exactly. Like I said, just let me take a look at it first, and then we'll decide what needs to be done at that point.
We just had a few stories, and to me it's amazing about how complex this can be in so many different areas, whether it be legal, the Medicaid, Medicare side, real estate. We can talk about this. So for those who have watched now and say, wow, this sounds a little too complex, it's smart to get ahead of it, right?
Yeah, for sure. And actually, let me borrow your pen for a minute. I want to pretend I'm John Ramsey. What would you say, is clutter a big factor with houses? When mom's been in home for 50 years, is clutter, am I holding the thing correctly?
No, yeah, I think you are.
Is clutter an issue?
Absolutely, it's a huge issue.
Yeah. Tell the viewers.
You're so smart, Larry.
But I am, and I'm beautiful, thank you. I'm just, yeah. So share with the viewers the issue of clutter, what you have to deal with, because, one man's junk is another man's treasure.
I have dealt with several homes where literally you walk through the house that was hoarders, and we've got to get that house emptied before we get it on the market, because we want it to look the best it can be. And once you get the stuff emptied, you may have to do things with the carpeting, and there's other things that have taken their place in the house. And so yes, clutter's a huge issue.
That's something to start on now.
Yes.
And before we wrap up this segment, to sing Jeff's praises, he's actually paid out of pocket people to come out and empty the house because the family had modest assets and got paid back at closing. So kudos to Jeff Hurst at Remax Properties East.
Nicely
really,
done.
he's a good man.
Nice.
All right, coming up here, we're gonna come back and tell you about all the workshops. Small show here, obviously limited time, but lots of questions. So workshops coming up next on Wave 3 Listens. We're live.